Hello everyone and welcome to Panda Talks Football. Here's your host Panda, and although I wanted to try something new for this video, but due to the demand of my subscriber on a recent poll conducted on my community tab, we are back with another episode of Barcelona News Roundup. So let's start the video without any delay, and yes, the best news has been left at the end. And trust me, you do not want to miss it, Barcelona fans. Now, the first news of the day is, as all of you know, that Thiago Alcãntara has already announced his retirement from international football. News came out after a few reports which were coming initially that Hansi Flick wants Thiago Alcãntara as well as some other players to be his assistant at Barcelona. We all were laughing at the news at that time because all of them were the serving players. But now that Thiago Alcãntara has announced his retirement, and a report came out of Roger Torello as well as Ferran Martinez which states that Thiago Alcãntara is very close to returning to Barcelona. He is expected to perform liaison functions between Hansi Flick and the players. In principle, this is expected to be a temporary appointment for around 6 months and to help Flick with the language and make a bridge with the players. Of the three assistants, only Heiko Westermann speaks Spanish. Now this is a very encouraging news for Barcelona because Thiago Alcãntara is the ideal profile for this job because that man knows Spanish as well as German. He is the only man who is one of the most respected players in Barcelona because he himself is from La Masia and he is one of the greatest midfielders of our generation, as well as he has already worked in Spanish football as well as with Hansi Flick himself. The next news comes out of Javi Miguel, which states Hansi Flick has included dental tests for all players in the medical test. The club had never previously carried out oral examination at the start of preseason, but this has changed now with the arrival of Flick. There are several studies linking injuries with oral problems, especially poor positioning of the teeth, because of which players are not able to chew food properly, which affects digestion and the nutrients that reach the muscles. Now this is a slightly strange news, and I think that Hansi Flick has seriously studied medicine from ChatGPT, but still, it shows us the mentality of the Hansi Flick, of how focused and how concerned that man is regarding the job. He's taking care of all the minor details, and which is why I think he is even more passionate than Xavi with this job. That's a good news, even though dental tests make no sense. The next news is Barcelona will face Monacco for the Joan Gamper Trophy on 12th of August. This news comes out by Gabriel Sanz, who is a reliable journalist. And for the starters, Joan Gamper Trophy, it is a friendly competition organized in the preseason every year in remembrance of the founder of our beautiful club, FC Barcelona. Now, Monaco is actually the previous club of Kylian Mbappe, and do not take them for granted because they are the club which just finished at number 2nd in last season's Liga 1, just behind PSG. Expect a great match between the new face Barcelona and Monaco. The next news comes out of Sport Bild, which states Manuel Neuer wants to continue with the German national team, which would be frustrating for Ter Stegen, who was hoping to take over as number 1 for the Germany national team after the Euros. It seriously looks like this man Manuel Neuer wants to break the record of Kazuyoshi Miura. Because man, you're 38 and you still want to be the starter for the Germany national team. Okay, not taking away anything from Manuel Neuer, he's seriously a really good goalkeeper. But there is a mistake onto the part of the Germany's management because the only matches they have utilized Ter Stegen are the friendlies. They haven't utilized him in any of the single major international tournament, which has to be frustrating for a goalkeeper like Ter Stegen, who is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But still, let's hope this poor Ter Stegen gets a chance before he retires. The next news is that 2 more youngsters have been called by Hansi Flick to do preseason with the first team. One of them is Toni Fernandez, 15, and the other is Guilherme Fernandez, 16. They are cousins, 2 of the most talented La Masia graduates. The one on your left is Toni Fernandez, the 15-year-old striker who is destined to replace the traitor Marc Guiu, while on your right side, it's Guilherme Fernandez, the 16-year-old attacking midfielder who recently scored 5 goals in the Under-17 World Cup match for Spain. Both have the great future for Spain, and seeing that much number of youngsters being called by Hansi Flick for the preseason, please do not be surprised if more than 3 or 4 players break through into the first team under Hansi Flick from La Masia. Future looks great and the ideology of the Hansi Flick looks parallel to the club. And finally, it's time for the big and the best news for the Barcelona fans, which is that the situation of Nico Williams to Barcelona has progressed a lot. According to many sources, Diario Sport reported that Barcelona have reached an agreement on personal terms with Nico Williams' agent, and after that many of the reliable journalists have came forward with their respective reports. Roger Torello states, the signing of Nico Williams is only a matter of time. Once the Euro Cup comes to an end, the club will go all out to get the player. Matthew Morato states, next week, Barcelona will intensify contacts and try to advance the Nico Williams operation. While Ashraf bin Ayad says that Barcelona is very optimistic about the Nico deal, they have prioritized this signing above all others. And not only this, finally, the GOAT of football transfer, Fabrizio Romano, has also given his take on the matter, stating that Barcelona will not bid for Onana as they are fully focused on Nico Williams. Well, Onana is already very progressed with Aston Villa. Barcelona considered Amado Onana for the midfield, but they won't use part of the budget to bid for him. Barcelona have already made contact with Nico Williams' agent and they want to advance in talks starting from next week. La Liga's approval for financial fair play will be key. Barcelona working to anticipate Premier League clubs for Nico. Reminder, his release clause is only 58 million. Now the only thing which remains to be seen is the approval by La Liga. And we all know Javier Tebas, the CEO of La Liga, the clown, has already given many of the heartbreaks to his Barcelona fans. But even he in his recent press conference stated that with the work Barcelona have done, they can approach a signing like one of Nico Williams. They are closest to the 1-1 rule, unlike they have been in the past. So all this states that Nico Williams is more inside of Barcelona than he is outside. It just remains to be seen, and let Barcelona do not bottle this signing. Yes, Barcelona fans, this partnership is really happening. And finally, I hope you enjoyed the video and subscribe to Panda Talk for more videos like this. Visca el Barça.